I'm back. I'm back. Oh my word! It was Cynthia's fault. That's who I'm blaming. Cynthia. Oh dear. I don't know what on earth happened there, everybody. I do apologise. Um, all the chats disappeared, and I could not get anything back at all. So I do apologise. Um, I did have one viewer just a second ago, but that person's gone. Hmm? Take two, Andrew. You're not far wrong there. That was awful. Just goes to show it's uh, not easy. Hi, Andrew. Moment of Murphy. Good evening, sir. How are you? Take two, Andrew. Yeah, the live chat disappeared. I don't know why. I didn't touch anything. Um, and then everything seemed to be going strange. I think Cynthia said that the WhatsApp chat with Steve came up or something, which is a bit odd again because I didn't touch anything. But anyway, as I said before, this is just me trying out a new thing. I'm not trying to take anything away from anybody else. I tried this last night on a private chat with Steve and Cynthia, but that didn't seem to work. So I decided this afternoon, or well, in fact, early this evening, that I would give it another try and see what we could come up with. It's just a general chit chat, and yeah, just have a chat with people. Hi, Julie. How are you? I know you've been out on a walk today at Stanton Moor. Dave Ford. Hi. Kevin and Footy on at the same time. Yeah, I'm not watching it, Dave. I'm waiting until Tuesday. I'm only interested in watching England when England play. I do watch odd games, but nothing much. But if I can drag people away from watching football, then all well and good. Yeah, it's as I say, this is just me having perhaps a bit of fun, just to try and it's to try and stop me. This. Look, let me show you this. Let me reach over there. That was full earlier on. No, it wasn't. I had a glass last night, but I've had the rest today. I cooked myself. Croatia won 4-1 this evening, did they? Is that the first game they've won, Andrew? I don't know. You have to tell me if they've won anything else or drawn anything. I know, as I said, Julie's been out on Stanton Moor today in the Peak District, I think. She's been out there with people with their dowsing rods and watching them. Arborlow. Not been to Arborlow, but I do want to go there, actually. I have been to the Nine Ladies, is it called? Nine Ladies Stone Circle in the Peak District, which was lovely, but I did miss out there because I understand there's a lot more stuff around there, which I'd like to go back to. Hi, Daniel. Good to see you. Yes, Julie. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to go and do that again. This time of year, actually, I think I messaged you earlier on. I said this time of year, late November going into December, I would normally be in the Midlands visiting family. But there is family illness up there, quite a serious one, and I decided not to go up because they need time to get their heads together and things like that. So it's not going to be until next year, unfortunately, when I get back up to Hucknall in Nottinghamshire. But I do want to get out and about a bit more. So perhaps, Julia, when I'm up that way, I'll be out with my cousin Sue and we can all meet up. That'd be lovely. As I mentioned earlier on, because this is my second attempt, this is take two, as Andrew said just now. Everything seemed to go pear-shaped. I think that's the way to put it, pear-shaped. But yeah, it's just, as I say, just me trying to do something a bit different. What's Dave Ford saying? I did a 6K trail race in Wareham Forest last night with Pfeiffer. We came 25th out of 58 in our distance. That's great. Well done, Dave. That's a good result. You're doing very well with that. Mr. Murphy, I watched your latest production tonight, and that was a superb one tonight. Especially, it made me chuckle about the pheasant shooting. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Really appreciate it. That was a bit of a shaker for us, actually. You know, although you saw us on the video, we were smiling a little bit, but as you heard from the gunfire, it was really dangerous, in our opinion. They knew we were there walking because we had seen some people as we veered off from one footpath. We wanted to take one footpath through a field, which was a public footpath, but that was completely closed off. So we decided to go up another one, which led us up onto the South Down. And there were still people, some more shooters arriving. And there was a gentleman there standing in the road, and he saw us walk up into those woods. But there was no effort to stop the shooters or ask them to shoot in a different direction. They were literally firing straight above our heads. And it was actually quite frightening. And again, in the video, you would hear the fact that Steve and I, we could smell the cordite from the shells. It was horrific, really. And this is all part of Caldray Estate, and they have pheasant shooting all over the place. And it's an annual thing that goes on, but you know, it was the fact that we were there, and I could see through the trees into the field. They were just a few yards away from us. We were up a little bit, and they were just down here in a little bit in a valley, but very, very close to where we were, and it was quite scary. But a lovely walk. That was done a few weeks ago when our friend Margaret was over from Australia visiting her daughter, who lives in Hayshot. So, Dave, how long will it take you to recover from that 6K trail race last night? Will it take you long? And please, everybody, if you think I'm waffling too much, just tell me to shut up. 6 months. It wouldn't have been 6 months all those years ago when you were doing athletics. Was it for Scotland? Was it you ran for Scotland or something? Yeah, thanks, Julie. Really appreciate that. Oh wow, that's amazing, Dave. I know you're very local to that area, aren't you? I think you did. You live in Stedham there for a while. Oh, thanks, Daniel. Yeah, I appreciate it. I, Daniel, I can't help it, mate. I can't help it. It's when I started doing videos, I started doing them because I met another person who I won't talk about. Um, no, I haven't, Julie. I just did this as a one-off. I've told nobody at all. I just wanted to see who might join with me just going live. Hi, Fiona. How are you? Embroidering advent bags for my granddad. Great. That's brilliant. What a lovely idea. Perhaps you could start doing those. Start making them through the year, and you can make a little bit of an income from that. But Daniel, yeah, I started doing these about 4 years ago, and I think I was out with Cynthia one day, and I just said we were doing a walk locally, and I just said, you know what, I'm going to make a video, and I think she thought I was going mad, and it just seemed to flow. And I'm not professionally trained or anything, but I just love doing it. I think it's great fun, and I've met so many nice people since I started doing this. I've met Andrew several times now, and Dave Ford I've met a few times, and it is great. It's bringing it does bring you new friends and new contacts and things like that, and it's great. I just love it. I love it. As some of Andrew will tell me to stop going on about it, but I get a little bit frustrated about the lack of subscribers. I actually noticed that after trying my first live tonight, my subscribers went down by one. Perhaps this is the wrong thing to be doing. um, but hey ho, it is what it is. But it's I think Andrew's words to me on several occasions is was it? Hang on, I've got to get. I don't know which way around it is. Quality, not quantity, or quantity, not quality. I can't remember. But when you see from the very first video I made, which was on my Samsung 8 phone, and I think the first one was at Bembo Ponds near Midhurst, near where I live, of the Queen Elizabeth I oak tree, and a walk around there. Hi, Philip. How are you? It's great to see you on here. It really is, and I hope you're well, and I hope Fiona is well as well. It's and then I did when I was away with visiting my family in the Midlands and Peak District. I did a 2.5 minute video in a place called Hathersage in in the Peak District. And my cousin said to me about going and visiting a church there where Little John's grave was, or is. So we did that, and it was up for months, and it had about 1,800 views. And my cousin said to me, you've got no subscription, no description, and no hashtags. You really ought to do something. And when I did that, the views were astonishing. I think it's over nearly 8,500 views now, and it's fantastic. I've now I've now got people messaging me, so just bear with me one sec. Yeah, so it's yes, Dave. The went with Hugh Bonneville was that was a bit of a coup, really. I don't know who knows the story, but Hugh Bonneville and his wife volunteered at the local vaccination centre, and he and another chap, Dave Marshall, who was the head of the vaccination centre, saw me walking backwards and forwards with my camera, and they thought I was something to do with a newspaper or a local channel. and I got talking to them, well, particularly Dave, and then Hugh then started coming over and saying hello. And I just said one day, I said, you know, this is the chap I'd like to really do a walk with, and which I could video. And he took his phone out of his back pocket and he said, how about the 3rd or 5th of May? And this was last year or the year before. And we just hit it off straight away. And it was just, and I think people did comment in the comments from the video that it was just like we'd known each other for a very, very long time. You know, we literally met and talked probably 10 minutes before we did the video. So it was fantastic. Such a nice man. He was brilliant. He really, really was. Hello, let's see what's Mona Murphy. Me and my mum had a drive up to the Midhurst area this afternoon and went to Blackdown, and I remarked on what a difference 3 months makes. Yeah, absolutely. Lovely place to go to. Andrew Murphy, is that right, Andrew? I think that's your Christian name. Fiona, what's she saying? We are both fine, thank you, Kevin. We will meet up soon. Fiona, I'd love to. Myself, Steve, and Cynthia, we would love to come and meet up with you. I'll let you buy the coffees. No, I will treat you. Yeah. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's Fiona. As I said before, I know Philip wasn't well a little while ago, and I hope everything's okay with him now. But yeah, we would love to come and meet up with you. You might even be in a video, so be warned. Yeah. I will. Oh, bless you, Fiona. Oh, Cynthia's camera. She's finally come back. She was there when I did the first one, but she disappeared. Well, I did. Sorry, I did. I don't know what happened with the first one. I think there was something that Cynthia commented that she's on slow mode or something, and I didn't touch a thing. Honest, I really didn't, and it all disappeared. Everything just disappeared. The comments disappeared, and then I ended up somehow getting a chat from my pal Steve. Was all coming up there, and yeah, it was crazy. But yeah. So we've got 15 people viewing. This is wonderful. You know, it's great. Thank you very much for joining me. Chowing down on a pizza. I expect you're refueling, Julie. Are you after your? I think you said you were running on Stanton Moor. Is that right? When you saw the man dousing. Hi, Michael. Great to see you. This is a real experiment, Michael. I don't know whether I'll be doing another one or not. I just don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to take anything away from anybody else, especially Bernie. Yeah. Andrew, to be honest, we've got a list as long as your arm. There's things that we've gone and done a part of. I come from a village originally called Fernhurst, which is in West Sussex. We've done one video there. We've got 2 or 3 others planned for that area. And loads. We've got loads planned. It's just a question of, yeah, with the weather we've had, it's a bit of a nightmare. But the ones that are coming up from today are I think there's 3 that were done before I had my bad fall. And then I think we did a couple more that were after. So yeah, we've got a lot in the pipeline. It's just a question of fitting them all in, Andrew, to be honest. There's so much I want to do, but I've got a lot of stuff going on at home at the moment. You know, I've been in this house now since 2012. I did a complete refurbish. This was an old bungalow, with 70 styles bungalow. It's had a complete refurb, new loft extension. But now there's other things going on, so I've got to try and divide my time up between the house, the stuff I want to do at the house, and getting out and doing the walks. But you know, I want to try and get. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be like Dave Ford. Dave Ford has about 6 months of videos planned ahead of him, which is fantastic. Um, and all credit to him for doing that. Um, but I just want to try and keep ahead of the game, so to speak. I think I've got enough videos scheduled to go live up until the end of nearly the end of December, I think. Hi, Mark. How you doing? Thank you very much. Really appreciate your comment. Thank you, Mark. It's yeah, it is what it is. You know, there's so many video creators out there or vloggers out there that are doing this sort of thing. And sometimes we cross boundaries into different people's areas. I know Mark English just recently has been into West Sussex making some lovely videos. But there's lots of people out there. You know, there's Dave Ford, there's Andrew Norris, there's myself, there's Mark English, there's oh gosh, there's loads and loads of people doing these videos. And we're just very grateful that people are willing to come and watch our content that we're trying to produce. It's not easy. It's not easy to do. Lynn B, I know Lynn B. She makes some lovely little videos. I'm trying to encourage Steve and Cynthia to also make some. Cynthia's using a camera of mine, which is the DJI Pocket 2, which is the same as Lynn B uses. Steve's got my GoPro 7, and he's in a video coming up, I think in about 3 weeks' time. I've actually used a little segment that Steve did, included in my video. So I try to encourage them. I want to get them involved more with the videos. Steve and Cynthia are like my admin. And they keep me in check, or they try to. Let's have a look, see what people are saying to each other. Andrew said, I've been bitten by the video production bug as well, and are planning some to be uploaded to YouTube. That'd be great, Andrew. Look forward to seeing that. Dave, yeah, I've managed to get weekly vid scheduled to the end of February. I can now use the next 3 months keeping dry and doing the research to get back to filming in March when the weather improves. Dave, I still want to come down and see you, so we can do a collab. You know what they do it, collab or something. GoPro 10, Dave. I love it. I really do love it. I've got to be honest. I was very tempted to go for the 11 as well, but from what I've read of it, I can't see there's a huge amount of difference, to be honest, except the price. It's nearly 400 quid. I actually got an offer yesterday or the day before where I could get. I've already got a membership with GoPro. I'm already signed up with GoPro, but I did have an offer to buy the GoPro 11 for, I think, 320 quid, and it's just under 400, I think. Yeah, yes, you're right, Dave. I'll tell you what, we'll get some bloody viewing figures from that, won't we? It's a collaboration, I meant to say, a collab. But yeah. In fact, there's one walk that sorry, I'll have to become like so. Yeah. Actually, Michael, I know I don't know exactly what your illness has been, but I believe you've been ill recently. But I've got two Michaels that follow me on YouTube. Now, are you the guy that works for the AA, or are you the other one? Hi, Dave. Nice to see you. Yes, Dave Ford. Yeah, I know. It's How many more cameras do you need? This is the thing. Andrew Norris, are you there? What, are you still there? What GoPro are you using now? Be interested to know. I want to get out and do more, especially, well, not in this weather. I want to get out and do more drone footage. Oh, okay, Michael. Yeah. Okay, yeah, okay, Andrew. Yeah, take care, my friend. Thank you very much for dropping in, and I'll speak to you soon. And I'll get Cynthia to put that post up about the walk in January as well. She needs a slap wrist, actually. It should have been done by now. Cynthia, if you're watching. Mavic Mini, Julie. Mavic Minis, I think the Mavic Mini 3 is out now. I've got the. Thank you, Cynthia. Yes, I had the Mavic Mini, the original one when it came out, but somehow it crashed into some trees and then into a church and a ruins of a church. And I've now got the Mavic Mini 2. Mark Burgess been busy with doing stuff that's new to me, but slowly getting to grips with it. The team I am attached to has had to do a lot of turnaround projects since I joined in August. Andrew, you said you've got I have one camera which has also doubles as mobile. Have you got a oh gosh, what do they call them? You attach your phone to the. Is it a gimbal? No, not. Is it a gimbal? The very first thing I had, I think. No, not gimbal. Come on, Cynthia, help me out here. What's it called? You hold it out and you put your phone to the top of it. I've got two of them. I've got two, and I don't use them. And I've probably used both of them. Oh gosh, if I said 10 times each, that's about all I've used them. They're as good as brand new. So if anybody wants to buy one off me very cheap, I do have a handheld tripod with a phone attached, but nothing. Hi, Richard. Hi, Gabriel. How are you? Lovely to join. Lovely of you to join me. Waffling away. You'll be safe here. It's just me being silly, chatting to people that are sending up messages, yeah, it's lovely of you to join me and all the other people that are on the chat as well. Please pop in and chat whenever you want. You're very welcome. I can't think what you call it. What do you call it when you put your phone on a? I'm sure it's a gimbal. Gimbal? No, not a tripod, Daniel. If your phone connects via Bluetooth to the. Oh gosh. No, not a selfie stick, Andrew. Selfie pole. No, it's not. Cynthia, are you there? Please help me out here. What's it called? I don't know why I keep thinking of gimbal. They're amazing things. They're amazing things. You could. It's got a thing that you can. You put your phone into the top. You pull one bit out and you clamp it in, and it connects via Bluetooth to this handle that you're holding, and you can do it. You can make it spin round, and you can. Yeah, it's all sorts of things you can do with it. Zoom in. Also, they're amazing. Cynthia, what is it you connect a mobile phone to that I've got two of? I bought two. Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate that. And if there's any, any of you that are watching, and you've got any suggestions that, actually, I've got to be careful by putting this to you. I was going to say, if there's any suggestions you want me to do, please tell me. Perhaps that's the wrong thing to say, because some of you might turn around and tell me to do something. Come on, Cynthia, you know what I'm on about. No, it's not. I shall have to think about it, and I'll have to tell everybody another day if I do another one of these. I just can't think of the proper name for it. I know what'll happen. I'll finish this live stream, and thank you, Philip. It is a gimbal. Oh dear. Yeah. So I've got two of them, and I don't use them. I've got all this gear, and I don't use. Yeah, Daniel. Yeah. I think everybody's right. It is a gimbal. So I was correct in the first place. I've been doubting myself. But yeah, it's as Dave Ford and Andrew know, you start buying this equipment and you think that's all I'm going to need, and then the DJI Pocket 2, I thought actually that'd be great. Stick it in my pocket, use it. I have used it before, but we're talking about £300 a time for these, or well over £300 a time for these things. So I've got 3 cameras. I'm on my second drone. I've got these 2 gimbals that are out in my back room in a drawer, and I think they were 150, 160 pounds each. And I bought different audio equipment, 2 lots of audio equipment, but you can only use so much every time you go out. But I did, Stephen. Stabilization on the GoPros are so good. You don't. Yes, exactly, Dave. Absolutely. And it's you've got these tiny little cameras that are shooting in 4K and 5K, and different speeds and everything you can make and go at. But the stabilization is stunning, absolutely stunning. You might be walking along the road or through a field or wherever, and you might be a little bit shaky on the camera yourself, but the stabilization cuts in and it stops all that. The equipment is amazing nowadays, and it almost seems like they're getting smaller and smaller. Yes, it is, Julie. Yeah, you're right. Yes, I did, Dave. You're absolutely right. And I've still got that little camera. I'm assuming you've still got yours. And I think when we bought ours, did it come with a little box thing for charging the batteries or something? But yeah, I've still got that. And I think I only did about 2 films with it. But if I actually added up the cost of all the equipment I've got, it'd be crazy. I actually did buy, when I had my GoPro 7, I bought a little Sony camera, and it turned out that little camera filmed in exactly the same frame rates and everything as the GoPro 7. So I've even got that to fall back on, and it shoots brilliantly. It does brilliant video, so it's just fantastic. And that camera actually was, I think, £300 or £400. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah, at least it was definitely well over £300 when I bought that. So just with that camera and the 2 GoPros, that's over £1,000 worth of gear I've got. And you need to make sure that you've got all this sort of stuff covered by your insurance. Most of it's covered by contents insurance. The big downside with Ghost Pros is that they are very poor in low light due to their. Yeah, exactly, Dave. They are. Yeah. But it's to me. Dave and I started from the same sort of place, and the place where we started from, that particular individual, he would not go out and film in bad weather, etc., etc. But for me, I don't think it matters too much. I think if Cynthia's still there, she will confirm that one of my better, and I don't get hundreds and hundreds of views apart from 2 or 3 videos. I know Dave does very, very well with the views he gets. But I think one of my best viewed films was when, if anybody remembers, Storm Dennis. Hi, Tracy. How are you? Lovely to thank you for joining us. When Storm Dennis came through in 2020, I think it was, and I just decided to go out with my GoPro, and I filmed around Midhurst where I live, and the flood water and the damage that it had caused. And to me, it doesn't matter if the light's a little bit lower on the editing suite. You can tweak it up a little bit. You don't have to make it look brilliantly white, because obviously it's not going to be like that because of the conditions you're filming in. But you can make it more viewable, shall we say? So yeah. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, it's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, I thought it was. There was one little bit about that when I made that video. If you go out where I live and you go down what we call the old Chichester Road, you head down in towards the old part of Midhurst, and you've got an area called South. Dave Paul will know this, and Cynthia knows it very well. South Pond, and the force of the water going through from South Pond under the road. And if anybody has not seen that video, look it up, and you'll see what I mean. The force of the water, the noise was unbelievable. It's huge, and this river, as you look across one side of the bridge, on the opposite side to where South Ponds is a house, and this river flows around the side of the house, and it's just amazing. But the volume of water that was going through there was just incredible. In fact, today I had to go into the town, but I couldn't drive into the town because there was a fire above the old Barclays Bank, and I was walking on to see my cousin and his wife to have a coffee. But the river was right up, and Dave will know this, where the floodgates are. It was right up there, and it actually looked to me as if the river level had actually come up onto the footbridge itself, because there was silt lying all across the bridge. The only other place it could have come from was from down the main road. Dave, I'm not sure about that. My friend, I don't think. I don't think I live in the posh part of Midhurst at all. Well, Dave, you've been to my house, so you know exactly where I live. There's a guy on YouTube called Watch Walker, his most successful videos. Oh yeah, well there you go. Yeah, isn't that strange? Yeah, it's. But I shall keep making them. I shall keep going and making them in all weathers. What we got? How many people we got watching now? 17. 6 likes. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And you never know. I might even come back another night and bore you to tears. Oh dear. Excuse me. I'm gonna have another sip. Whereas Bernie has a cup of tea, I'll have a glass of wine. Hey, why not? It's nearly Monday, and I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Yay! I'm glad to hear somebody else. Is anybody else drinking alcohol? Go on, please tell me. I want to know. Glad you're okay, Tracy. Tracy, we're going to try and get some walks done. Oh, well done, Cynthia. I know you've asked about walks around Hampshire. Julie, Tracy, whereabouts do you live? Give us an idea of where you live, and we might be able to make it so we can do a walk that we're not too far away from you. There is going to be a walk at the end of January when Andrew comes over. He's coming over for 2 weeks. But I don't. We might try and do a walk in December, but there's an awful lot going on. So I'm not sure whether we will. Me and Tracy Murphy live in Fareham. Okay, all right, that's fair enough. So we will try and get a walk up this way, so that you can come to. Yeah, okay, Tracy, that's brilliant. Yeah, it doesn't, Dave. It doesn't surprise me. The volume of water coming down, as you know, the storms have been terrible. We've had a lot of rain today, so it's going to be a little while before the river levels drop. Dave, you'll know the causeway at Midhurst. Apart from the footpath, it was completely underwater the other day. I've got an alcohol problem. Lies, can't afford it. Yeah. Well, so far, I think I'm keeping. If I've missed anybody joining, I do apologise. I not like. Yeah, if I've missed anybody, I do apologise. I think I've kept up with the comments pretty much, and I've enjoyed it. I must admit, I have enjoyed it. If you want me to do another one at some time in the future, I will. It'd be just me waffling, and it'll probably be me waffling about stuff I've already waffled about. So, but that's me. That's me. You get what you see. Actually, what I will do next time is I will tidy my beard up. I did have a bath earlier on. But not that it makes much difference. But I will try and tidy myself up a little bit more for my viewers. Yeah, thanks, Michael. Yeah, much appreciated. Bubbles. Oh, Julia, I love a bubble. Oh dear. I do. The trouble is, when you try and pour something into the bath, the ones I use, which are I think the Radox ones, the neck of the bottle is big, so you try and put a little bit in, and a big blob comes in. So yeah. Well, look, Julie, if you get too much stuff sent to you as gift or given to you as gifts, parcel them up and send them down here. That as long as it's a Pinot Grigio blush. Lara, hello, darling. How are you? Lovely to see you. Not really, Dave. Hey. Oh, to be honest, if it had been 1-0 to Spain, my cousin lives in Spain, so I should support Spain, shouldn't I? She lives in Barcelona. Gillian does, so I ought to support Spain. So I hope Spain get a goal. I'm really pleased to hear it, Lara. Really pleased. Oh, I'm not too bad, thank you. I will send you a WhatsApp message, and then we can have a proper catch up. How's Ricky? I hope Ricky's okay. Dave, there's a walk that Cynthia, Steve, and I want to do, and that's down from Bewley up to Buckler's Yard. And we've been trying to do that one for quite some time. But perhaps that's something that we could meet up with you and do something along there with you. That'd be cool. Okay, I'll sort that. I'll do something perhaps either after this or tomorrow. Oh, that's fantastic news. You finished chemo. Oh, really pleased. And please pass on my best wishes to Ricky. Oh, yeah, thanks, Mark. You know, for the office. What office? Mark, I don't know if you know, mate, I'm retired. I've retired. In fact, it's nearly a year. It is nearly a year. Hang on a minute, I'll get confused. Is it Cynthia, is it December the 10th or December the 1st I retired last year? Yeah, so it's coming up to a year since I retired. I've done very, very little. I was self-employed for 46 years. You know, the mind, as people say, the mind is keen, the body's not. Thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, December the 10th. So yeah, I haven't missed it at all. You know, with the old age pension coming in, I had a little bit of money anyway in my bank account, but not a lot. What's Lara saying? I can't stay long, but nice to pop in. Have a lovely evening. Thank you very much, Lara. If I do another one, then I'll let you know. I did say just now, if anybody wants me to do another one, let me know. And nobody has said yes. Oh, that's good news, Dave. Gillian will be very happy about that. I've got another 23 years to go to retire. Yeah, but you're just a kid, aren't you? I will, Lara. Thank you. Take care of yourself, and I will send you a WhatsApp message or an audio or video call or something. Oh, brilliant! Thank you. Well, I knew Cynthia would, because otherwise, if she hadn't said yes, she'd be in trouble. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Come on, Julie, work it out. Come on. You go to a school. You should be good at maths. What I'll do, everybody, is I will have a chat with Cynthia and Steve. Unfortunately, Steve couldn't make it tonight. He's got other things on. I particularly wanted to do something on a Sunday evening because he can't join Bernie's the Village Hall because he's rehearsing with his band and on a Wednesday night. So I wanted to do this so that Steve could take part, but unfortunately he can't because he's busy. But if I do another one, it'll be on another Sunday night. Lynn B. Yes, what a surprise. I bet you never thought you'd see me doing a live. How long have we been on now? 49 minutes. Gosh, that's gone so quick. But I'll have a chat with Cynthia and Steve. Oh, thank you very much, Tracy. I really appreciate it. So I don't, I know I waffle a lot, but people seem to enjoy it. I didn't want to tell anybody, Lynn. I just wanted to see who might sign in and then who might join in with the chat. It's just me waffling all the time. I'm trying to keep up with the comments. So if I'm not looking directly into that camera there, then please forgive me. And I just wanted to see, Lynn, I just wanted to see who would sign in, who would join in. And if people enjoyed it, then I might do another one. But a few people have said yes, they want me to. So we'll decide whether I'm going to do. Thank you, Lynn. Really appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to the walk on the 9th as well. I've just got to decide where to take you and Richard and Kai for a walk. About 3 miles, I think you've told Cynthia. So there's several places around here where we can do, where we start here from home, or we can start just along the road here and we go up onto Millers Common. So that it's fine. Looking forward to it very much. Just hope the weather's okay. So yeah, I'll have a chat with Steve and Cynthia, and we decide whether it's going to be perhaps a fortnightly thing, or a weekly thing, or a once a month, or whatever it might be. It's as I said earlier on, I don't want this to become anybody thinking that I'm trying to take anything away from Burnie, because that's definitely not what I'm trying to do. We all love the Village Hall, and I want that to continue. It's great fun, and I think, is it this Wednesday coming for the Village Hall? Can someone tell me? Lynn B, do you want to do a 20-mile walk? The longest walk Steve, Cynthia, and I have done is 12 miles. And after we were doing a thing called we started doing a thing called the Serpent's Trail. And I think it's 64 miles long, and it starts in Hazelmere or Petersfield, whichever way you want to do it. We started in Hazelmere at Swan Barn, and we were doing a section of it, which was 12 miles long. Yeah, fine, Lynn, not a problem. Yeah. And after about 6 miles, we were on this public footpath. If anybody's seen that, ignore it. I don't know how to get rid of it. I do apologise for that. That's the last thing I wanted coming up on here. And yeah, we were about halfway through, and my right hip started playing me up, and I didn't say anything to Steve and Cynthia. And it was when we were heading down a main road, heading down into Liss in Hampshire, and I was ahead of Steve and Cynthia. And I heard Cynthia call out to me, say, "Are you limping?" And I turned around and I said, yeah. I said, "I didn't tell you." About halfway through the walk, I said, my right hip started hurting. I said, and it's really painful. So, yeah, I've just been trying to be a big, brave boy. Definitely, Michael. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah, I thought it was this coming Wednesday. Or is that you, Julie, putting that up about find hot girls here? Is that you? But look, we've got nearly 54 and a half minutes, and what I'll do, although I know some of you have only just joined, I'm going to close it off at about an hour-ish. Yeah, I've got a cupboard full of them. But when I do another one, I will let other people know, or Cynthia, Julie, anybody with this chat. If they want to let anybody know, then please do, especially from Jean and Bonnie and people like that, Mark English. We just let them know. But at the moment, I feel like perhaps doing one every couple of weeks. But you know, send me messages if you want to, and let me know what you think. If there's anything you want me to try and talk about, don't make it too complicated because I'm not very bright. Dear. And you know, in about an hour's time, I'll be thinking about going to bed. Oh, brilliant! Thank you very much, Andrew. I really appreciate that. I really do. Yeah. I know in the past I do some prep work on doing the servants' trial. Not really pubs. No, you're right there, Dave. On the list one, there was the one. Oh, what's it called? Just on the old A3. Oh, Jolly Drover, is it? Yeah, Jolly Drover, I think it is. Dave, you'll know it near Liss. That's about the closest I think we came to one. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, and Julie, thank you. Thank you, Michael. Really appreciate it. I know in the past that Cynthia, Steve, and I've talked about me doing a live, and it was actually, thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, Jolly Drover. And I think we had really decided not to go down this route. But me being me, just thought I'd give it a go. And see what we can get on. It's just again, it's the same sort of thing as Bernie. Just getting people together, just for a bit of a chit chat, yeah, it's I would rather be doing this than sitting watching that thing over there, going gaga. So if I can bring a little bit of entertainment to you all, then fine. And everybody else can have a chat. And yeah, but yeah, I'll think about doing another one in a couple of weeks' time. Same format, just come along, have a chat, do what you want to do. Chat to one another. The 464 miles is, I think, you can split it into. Yes, exactly, Dave. You can, and that's. I think Steve, Cynthia, and I will pick up on doing it again. I can't remember if we've done one section or two sections. Thank you, Fiona. I really appreciate it. 5 weeks sounded good, maybe interspersed with the virtual meetings. Perhaps just consider extra. Yes, Mark, that's a really good point. Yeah, yeah. So what you're saying, Mark, is if I decide to do one on Christmas Day, there'll be nobody watching. Or Boxing Day, nobody will be watching on Boxing Day. They'll all be falling asleep on the sofa. Goodness me, Julie, you're going to be out running on those 2 days. Andrew, yeah, please come along. Come along to the Village Hall on Wednesday nights, once a fortnight, 8 o'clock. Bernie's great. It's great fun. Thank you very much, Philip. I really appreciate that. I really do. Gosh, look, the time, we're counting. You probably can't, I don't know if you can see the time or not, but we're counting down. It's 59 minutes and 20 seconds. You've got an ultra marathon in March. Goodness me. When you say ultra marathon, how far is that? Is that running? Is that like running, cycling, swimming, climbing a mountain, going into a ravine, all that sort of stuff? God grief, 30 plus. I've got a cousin, Brian, that lives near Ripley in Derbyshire, and he used to do fell running, and I think some of the distances they covered were I think 30 plus miles, 30, 40 miles. He did his first London Marathon when he was 70 or 71, and he got one of the fastest times in the London Marathon ever in his age group. Then he had an ankle problem, I'm assuming from all the running that he'd been doing, the fell running. So he decided to buy himself an ultralight racing bike, and he cycles miles and miles and miles on it. It's just crazy. I think that's a good way of putting it, Julie. Yeah, mental. Yeah. Oh, I love that comment, Michael. Oh dear. They have to race each other over the entire trail in July. They also do a half distance at 10k. I did the 10k 3 years ago, last bit in Petersfield, and that was a tough enough. Yeah, yeah. Oh dear. And there's me saying I'm going to end it at about an hour-ish. We're nearly 1 hour, 2 minutes now already. Now let's just keep it rolling for a little while. I used to be good at athletics at school, and so did Cynthia. Actually, we went to the same school. We both went to the county championships in Brighton. For the life of me, I can't remember what year it was, 1964, something like that. And I think we both did a relay, the girls and boys relay at a park in Chichester. I seem to remember. Cynthia was in one of the local papers, a photograph of her and the other girls running. Cynthia used to have this incredibly long hair. I think the picture, she'll probably correct me on this, but I seem to remember the photograph shows this hair trailing away behind her. And I was a pretty good all-rounder. My favourite event was in my day, the 440 yards. But I was also pretty good at the marathon, which is a little bit unusual. You've either got to pick one or the other, I suppose. But I was pretty good at both. At one time, I did have the fastest time at school in the 440 yards, which is now the 400 metres. Cynthia's probably sitting back at the moment with a bag of giant chocolate buttons, enjoying them. But it looks as if they still raced on cinder tracks. Dave, they absolutely did. Oh, Michael, you're getting some great comments in there tonight. Dave, you're right. The very first time I ran on cinders was actually at Brighton. I'd always run on grass, and the day that we went to Brighton, I was running against these guys that I beat regularly on grass, and I didn't have a pair of spikes. I had to borrow some spikes, and I was suddenly introduced to this strange surface, and I was drawn in lane 2, which was my favourite lane, and I came 6th out of 8. And when the race was finished, the guys that I regularly beat just could not believe it that they beat me that day. But they had run on cinders and grass. And if you've experienced running on cinders, then it's a completely different ball game to running on grass. But that was a fantastic day. It was to be able to go to, I can't remember, was it the county championships or something? Cynthia will tell me if she's there. I think she might have gone. She hasn't commented for a while. Yes, I think it was, Dave. I think it was. Yeah. Is that the old football stadium? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it was there. Yeah, at the grass banks on the side. Ah, thank you, Cynthia. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed your bag of giant chocolate buttons. Yeah. Yeah, so both Cynthia and I got to a good level of athletics. Yes, we did. Yeah, yeah. I knew that, but I just waited for you to come in with a comment. Actually, I'd forgotten it. I completely forgotten about that. But as you remember, Cynthia, it was a fantastic day, wasn't it, to go down there and take part in these championships. Memories we've got of those days is fantastic. I think I'm a little bit like Michael now, running 100 yards in 3 hours. As long as there was a pub at either end, we could have a starting pistol at one and end at the other. That would be even better. And a coffee stop in between, perhaps. Thank you very much, Lynn. Look forward to seeing you next time. And as I say, look forward to seeing you on the night. So yeah. So look, everybody. I think what I will do is I will wrap this up now. We're fast approaching 1 hour and 8 minutes. So look, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. As I said earlier, this was really me just dipping the toe in to see what reaction we would get. And yeah, and if you want me to do another one, I will do another one in a couple of weeks' time. I know lots of people have said yes, please, and I really appreciate it. So I will say good night to you all. Thank you very much indeed. And if you want to pencil in 2 weeks today, then that we'll say that will be the date. If there's any changes, I will let everybody know. Okay, everybody, night night, and take care. Oh, Dave, no. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye. Take care. All the best.